Alright, we're back. Interruptions. Okay, need some power tools. Okay, so we have 4 bolts here someplace to use. Here's a bolt. First thing I do is tighten the nut there though. That'll be this thing right here. Okay. It's tight. Next one is a big one here for the motor sprocket. That one's tight too. Okay, now we'll do the other ones. Yeah, lost a disc. Yeah, looks like a disc. Yeah, I guess it probably goes on top of the plates. Make sure it goes in all the way like it's supposed to. Alright, now we lost the other plate for the interruption. Get to go back over here again. Alright. Got a frisbee here. Back there a little bit, see a little better. Okay, I think you can see, who knows. Okay, so I gotta line up the holes with everything. Now these I like putting a little blue Loctite on the threads, not red. Should be 4 of these. There's 2. There's 3. I just saw the 4th one in the corner of my eye way over here. Way down over here. Here's the 4th one. Four. Okay, so now we're going to put this on and line up the holes. Whatever lines up, that's where it's going to go. Looks like that one goes there. Goes there. Oh. Don't forget to put all the parts in to provide a pressure ring. Okay. Seems like we're missing something to me, but where's the spring at? Like we're missing a little bit of tension on something. Okay, so I'm just going to lightly bring these in, not torque too much. There's our tension right there. Ah, get off the damn thing. Okay, these are non-power tools for the final torque. That's good torque. That's good torque. That was already tight. Oh, and that was definitely tight also. Okay, that all seems to be good. Pull a clutch in. Clutch is stuck a little bit. It doesn't want to release. Okay, let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. I feel like we're in gear. Oh, maybe that's what the problem, we're in gear. So as you're rotating it, you're releasing the clutch up here with your fingers. You want to engage. Not quite all the way out. Right there it's engaging because my down below it quit moving. Loosen up a little bit, it starts to turn again. Let it out right there. That's where it engages right there. And you got a little bit extra. So when you're on tension here, you can do the same thing. You put pressure on it, let it engage it right there, it gets real hard, and then it doesn't move anymore. See, it's released a little bit. See how it works correctly? Okay. So that appears to be working correctly. So we're good with that. Okay, we got to put the starter housing up on there before we forget. That's these two big bolts here. Put a little Loctite on these also. There's no kind of locking devices on these bolts, so a little Loctite helps. Nothing more than blue though. Don't use red. Don't need lots of it either, just a little bit. There it goes. And this is supposed to have grease in here. You can see how it's dry as a bone. So we need to put a little bit of grease on that. So let's go up here and get some good grease to put on that thing. That bushing's pretty worn there from being basically dry its whole life. So we go up here and find some good grease. Let's see, we got Champion's Choice. Ooh, that looks like good stuff. Alright, so we're going to take a little dab of this in my little pinky. Put a good little wad like that in there. Stick a bunch of it in there. Lifetime lubricated right here. This is going to be it for its life probably. So the grease will go back on the inside, and if it gets really hot, it'll maybe self-lubricate. That's more wishful thinking in real world. But I always like putting a little extra in there just in case it might down the road. Hopefully it doesn't gush out all over the plates, cause a mess. That's always an option though. You never know. Okay. Bolts back in there like that. Put this up in there. Let's see here. Put a little bit on there just for the hell of it. There's no dowel on this, so you might have to move it around a little bit to get it to, if the starter doesn't want to gauge correctly. You know, if it's binding up a little bit, you can always play with this a little bit up or down, depending on what it wants to do. More than likely, you have to raise it up. If it's down, it might engage the teeth too deep. If it's too high, it'll just be loose. So I don't think that would cause a starter problem. Rip the teeth off maybe, but not a problem for making it work. Kind of wiggle around and see if it wants to go anywhere. I usually kind of guess about where the middle position is. Look out the outfits on the back of the primary cover helps a little bit too. Okay. Double check the torque. Yep. It's pretty tight. Okay. So now it's on there. It kind of lines up pretty closely also, which is what I went for. So not too bad. You also want to make sure there's plenty of clearances, underneath here. Not dragging or doing anything stupid. Okay, so that should be good. Alright, so now we're getting back to where we're going to try to put the cover on here. See how that goes. Airline's in the way. Okay, airline's out of the way. Okay, so now, what's it going to take to put this cover on? I have a pretty good suspicion this hole is going to be off by about 1/8 of an inch. So let's find out. There we go. Down here a little bit, see better. Okay, so get our tools. Not that one. So you go until it bottoms out and you back off slightly. Got a little on that one. Bottom out, come off slightly. Okay, so both these holes are off. One I expected to be off, two I did not. So, see how this one's off just a little bit? This one's off quite a bit actually, surprisingly. Not sure why that one's way the hell over like that, but it is. So it might not be, the end of the bolt might be bent, caulk in it or something maybe, I don't know. This one here is just a light amount of cutting on that, should bring that one in. Not too bad, this one's off quite a bit surprisingly. So that means we're going to pull that one back out and go machine it. Thinking the end of the stud might not be flat, the spacer, basically the big nut. Now if we line this one up here, maybe this is one over here is the one that's the problem. So. Nope, still won't go in. Surprisingly, that one does go in. But you can see how it's low. See how it's closer here than here? So it's definitely low. So that definitely needs to go up. This one here is way the hell out. And this one here is off too now. Pretty good. Because we're compensating up here on this one. So this one here is a little high. This one's a little bit low. This one could go lower. So if this here went a little bit lower, it would help us. So that, but see it's flush with the belt, so I'm okay with that. This one's always above the belt. Right now it's kind of flush with it. So the top of the belt wise we're pretty even, but pulley wise we're not. So this one needs to go up a little. So these two here are off, especially this one. This one's way the hell off. This one's off a little bit also. So a little bit of fine massaging. Bring this in. And there might be a reason why the studs were all broken, is because when they pulled it down it wasn't even, and they just fighting them, or they probably hit them with a hammer to bend them over, and that just bends the stud and causes the issue. So you can get away with a little bit of that, but not much. So we could probably fix this one a little bit by beating on it a little bit slightly, but everything else, no, it's too far. We'll go ahead and pull this one back off, and we're going to see if that's the problem. So we'll go ahead and machine this on the lathe slightly, or I can flip it around. I think I'll just flip it around. This side's got more of a flat area on it. I don't want to make these any shorter because they're already on the short side. Cut myself. Let's see. Pretty tight. Looks like that washer's moving on the back side a little bit too, so that might be some of the problem. Looks like it's spreading out like a lock washer. Let's see, looks a little better. Definitely not happy. And no interruptions. So you see what the distance is, so that's more, that's even there though. Alright, we'll be back.